Hey guys, welcome to the second part of this week's Coffin Hero Show, taking you through all the new single issues coming in this week. Pull lists are of course already organised and ready to go. Pretty much everything arrived this week, just a couple of bits and pieces here and there, but nothing that affected pull lists, maybe one or two releases for the racks. A couple of things that maybe we should have had a few extras of that we don't, but should all be sorted for next week. So no big deal there. So yeah, just to take you through what we have. So we've got the variants, we've got the indie stuff, got the DC stuff, got the Marvel stuff. So I'm just going to take you through it here bit by bit. So quite a lot of variants this week. There's a lot of big releases. So when there's big releases and there's good variants for them, we'll always order them in. So we've got some incentive stuff, we've got some indie stuff, got some DC stuff. So let's kick things off. So first of all, we're kicking off with a few Jim Lee covers. So Jim Lee has been doing like a Jim Lee Artist Month on the DC titles. So he's been doing quite a few. This one that actually came last week, but we wrote a couple, so we've got a few more in. So Nightwing 113, that's the Jim Lee variant cover. Also doing one this week for Catwoman number 64, featuring Batman and Catwoman, of course. But also for Detective Comics, he has a cover this week, which is Detective Comics 1084. Obviously Azrael on that one. On Detective Comics also, we've got the Guillaume March variant cover, a rather lovely one. Recent artist on Joker series, for example. Penguin has a new variant this week, which is pretty cool. This is Francesco Mattina doing this one. And this is Penguin number 9. Moving on the Marvel side of things, same again, we've got quite a few ones in this week. So we kick things off. It's a big issue of Daredevil this week, celebrating 60 years of Daredevil. You can't do Daredevil without Frank Miller if you're going to celebrate the legacy of the character. So Frank Miller doing a variant cover first of all. As well as Frank Miller, we have J. Scott Campbell doing a variant cover for Daredevil as well. And then we finish off with the Retailer Incentive 1-25 cover by Simone Bianchi as well. This week sees the release of a new Star Wars title, Star Wars Darth Maul, Black, White and Red. We've got the cover A's, which I'll show you certainly in a second, but we also got some variants in as well. First of all, we got the straight up movie variant cover for Darth Maul, but also that man Frank Miller has been doing some variants for Darth Maul as well, so some pretty cool ones there as well. Moving on from there, let's see what else we've got Marvel-wise. This week sees the release of Uncanny X-Men 130, the facsimile, which is obviously for the first appearance of Dazzler, as well as the regular covers, which again I'll show you in a sec. We've got the foil variant covers for that. Ultimate Spider-Man's this week, so a couple of variants in this week as well. We've got the Retailer Incentive 1-25 from Kel Ngu. As well as that, we've been always getting in the Elizabeth Torque variant covers. I really like her style, and I love this spider sense tingling as his kids break into the bedroom. A couple of indie ones then. So first of all, we have the foil variant cover for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 150. This is the end of the current run before they do a TMNT Alpha, the setup where they're going from there, and then Jason Aaron's going to take over. So we've got the foil variant cover for that from Sophie Campbell. We have the Retailer Incentive 1-10 variant covers done by Danny for Universal Monster, Creature from the Black Lagoon Lives. And then we also have for Feral, they always like to do these movie variant covers, which is Trish Forstner and Tony Flex, who of course did Stray Dogs, did something similar. And for Feral, they're doing these movie horror homage ones as well. Outside of that, there's a couple of bigger ones this week. So there is Spectrograph, the 1-10 variant for that. This is the new James Tynion IV and Christian Ward title coming from Distillery Comics. We got the 1-10s in of that. We got the traditional cover as well. Doesn't fit in the box quite so easily, so jumping ahead a little bit with this. We've got the second print variant covers in as well for Batman the First Night. So we still have issue 2s that have arrived in the last couple of weeks. So if you want to jump back into it, issue 1s are available again. And then also from Distillery this week is Blasphemous from Mirko and Dolfo, issue 2 of that. So that covers variants and so forth. Let's move on to more traditional single issues. So kick off things with DC. So first of all, we have Batman Dark Age. Issue 2 deals with an alternate Bruce Wayne, a spoiled Bruce Wayne. Really fantastic first issue. Keith and I did a reviews podcast recently, just dropped that in the last day or two. And Dark Age number 1 was one of my picks of the month. Fantastic series, so looking forward to tucking into issue 2 myself. We have Detective Comics this week, obviously showed you off some variants. We have the traditional Evan Cagle cover A's as well, issue 1084. Flash this week, so Flash number 8, so Si Spurrier continuing on with his Wally West Flash run. Issue 11 hits this week of Green Arrow, so Joshua Williamson, Sean Isaac on art, continuing their run. I see Phil Hester doing some art as well. I mean, it doesn't get any more classic Green Arrow artists than that. We have Harley Quinn this week, which is Tini Howard continuing on this, and Tasha Bustos on art for that one. New Penguins, always a good week, one of my favourite DC titles. Or as far as issue 9 now, Tom King writing, Rafael de la Torre on art. And then we finish off the DC side of things with Wonder Woman number 8. So again, Tom King, Daniel Sampere on art. We're back onto the main narrative, having had a little bit of a, not a stopgap issue, but a breathing space issue with issue 7. So we'll move away from there. We'll go on to a bit of Marvel. We'll just bring them out bit by bit. So first of all, we have Amazing Spider-Man this week, issue 48. Zeb Wells continuing on here. Todd Nowick is on art duties for Amazing Spidey. You've got your John Romita Jr. covers, of course. This week sees the release of a new Avengers issue, which is from Jed MacKay. Part of the Fall of House of X stuff. We're as far now as issue 13 of this Avengers run. Avengers Twilight was out last week. For any of you guys that have pulled this, we had enough copies to cover all of that, but we have some copies for the racks this week. We were owed some copies at the last minute from last week. Should have been out last week, but only arrived this week as well. Black Widow and Hawkeye, so Stephanie Phillips and Paolo Villanelli on art. This week sees the last issue of Blade release, so just a 10-issue run. Really, really good 10-issue run. Brian Hill, Elena Casagrande on art. So coming to an end with 10. Finished strong at least, if nothing else. I was saying it was a special oversized issue of Daredevil this week. So this is your traditional cover A. Celebrating 60 years without fear. So Selden Ahmed, Aaron Cooter on writing duties and art respectively. John Romita Jr. cover. Issue 7 of Gods. This is the second last issue of Gods from Jonathan Hickman. Valerio Schiti as well. We have Jackpot and Black Cat, issue 2 of this mini-series as well. What else have we got here in terms of Marvel? As I said, it's quite a big Marvel week, so quite a lot of titles to get through. We have Predator: The Last Hunt, where as far as issue 3 now with this one, Ed Brisson continuing on with Predator. We have Rise of the Powers of 10, issue 4. So Kieran Gillen, RB Silva continuing with their End of Krakoa issue. Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver is this week as well, issue 3. Again, celebrating 60 years of these characters. We have Spider-Punk Arms Race as far as issue 3. Cody Ziegler continuing to write Spider-Punk. I'd mentioned Star Wars Darth Maul Black, White and Red. We have the traditional cover A's as well as the variants there, of course. Speaking of Star Wars, also sees release this week of Star Wars Jango Fett, issue 2. So Ethan Sachs continuing on with Luke Ross on art for the Jango Fett miniseries. Superior Spider-Man this week. It's a big Spidey week. So you had Amazing Spider-Man, you've got Superior Spider-Man, Dan Slott, Mark Bagley, and then of course you've got Marvel's biggest title at the moment, undoubtedly Ultimate Spider-Man from Jonathan Hickman as well. We move on from there. Let me see. A lot of Ultimate Spider-Man, yada yada yada, big title, all the rest. This week we also got second prints in of Ultimate Universe. This was like your primer issue for what was setting up the Ultimate Universe. You know, let you know the continuities, let you know the ins and outs. This launched before Ultimate Spider-Man #1 and before Ultimate X-Men, Ultimate Black Panther. So if you fancy a little bit more information, a bit of a catch-up, a good one to go for. I'd mentioned before that Uncanny X-Men was this week. 130, again, first appearance of Dazzler. But again, this is the facsimile series. We have Wolverine #48. So we're continuing to the end here of Sabretooth War. We're at part 8. It's been really, really good. Wolverine Madripoor Knights #3 is this week as well. So mini-series here, reuniting Wolverine with Cap and Black Widow. And we finish off the Marvel section with X-Men Forever, issue 2 of that. Again, Kieran Gillen, and again, leading more and more towards the end of the Krakoan era. So that leaves us just the independent stuff. So I'll just put a few of these in here so this box does not collapse over the side. And we'll pull out the indie stuff here. So kicking things off, we've got American Psycho. This has been really, really good. This is a sort of a sequel to American Psycho, the movie, but also events taking place within the movie as well. Or as far as issue 4 of that. A new one this week that looks really, really cool is Slash. Yes, that one from Guns N' Roses. Presents Deathstalker, the return of the last great warrior king. So Tim Seeley writing duties here. Slash is also involved with this as well. This week sees the release of a new Dick Tracy series from Alex Segura and Michael Marecki, being released through Mad Cave Studios, 10th anniversary of Mad Cave. Taken one of those myself, so I'll give that a go. We have Drawing Blood, the story behind the stories. Kevin Eastman involved with this one, new Image series. We have the last issue this week of Duke, which has been great, obviously part of the G.I. Joe Energon universe. The way they're doing the G.I. Joe and all that stuff at the moment, you've got 2 5-issue miniseries, one on the G.I. Joe side, one on the Cobra Commander side, and then you're going to have, those ones are going to finish, and then you're going to have Destro and Scarlet. So you're always going to have one good, one bad, sort of thing. I mentioned Feral before with the Homage variant cover. You've got the cover A for that as well. Helen of Windhorn was out last week for all you pull list guys. Again, we were short on issues, so none for the racks. We've remedied that this week. We've got some for the racks. New Red Sonja is this week. Gorgeous Lucio Perillo cover. Torun Grombeck continuing on with Red Sonja. Again, we had none for the racks last week. Tell me this is becoming a pattern. Salmon Twitch Case Files. We've got some extra issue 2s in this week. We've got a couple extra issue 1s in as well in case you're playing catch up. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 150. So again, this is the end of the current run before they get ready to reset it and restart with Jason Aaron. And then we finish off with Creature from the Black Lagoon Lives, which is the latest title in the Universal Monsters line, following Dracula, which came before it. So that is all of the single issues going on the racks. It's a big week. It's a massive week. Tons of great stuff across all of the companies. Some great titles, some great number 1s, and plenty to sink your teeth into. As I say, pull lists are done and ready for collection. Don't forget Free Comic Book Day, Saturday the 4th of May, which we're very much looking forward to and gearing up for. And that's going to be a busy day. Remember, we're open from 9 a.m. that day. So, as ever, hope this is pretty useful, guys. I hope you're staying safe out there, and look forward to seeing you in store soon. So, take it easy.